Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be going over some pretty interesting information, and that is going to be regarding shadow raids. Let's go. Now the question is, are we going to be getting these Pokemon with frustration in these raids? More than likely, yes. But furthermore, are we going to be seeing finally shiny shadow legendaries? That is something to consider. Now, taking a look at all of my badges for raiding, I'm looking pretty good here. I've definitely slowed down. If I kept going the way I was, these numbers would be quadruple what they are, what you're seeing right now. But honestly, the way Niantic has been taking this game, I've just slowed down a little bit. Plus, it is getting a little bit redundant, spending hundreds of dollars on raids for Pokemon that I potentially will never use, and or just to find a shiny. There's nothing wrong if you do that. That's what's keeping this game going. When I see people with full teams of, they're somewhat meta Pokemon, but completely level 50 maxed out, that is one crazy accomplishment. I personally just could not spend the money like that. But hey, to each their own. Alright, so taking a look at these badges here, we're looking pretty good. We're going to look at all of my shadow Pokemon and then take a look at what Pokemoners did drop here, so we can kind of go off of that speculation to see what we're going to be getting in the future here. Now, another question is, are we going to be able to remote raid these things? Because Niantic seems to want to keep on cutting those down. And that is going to be, yes, it looks like they are going to be remotable. Now, in typical Niantic fashion, it looks like they are going to be introducing a new sort of raid pass to do these. So we're going to have the regular raid passes, the free raid pass, the remote raid pass, and now we're going to be seeing some sort of shadow raid pass. They're going to be level 5. There's 3 different levels here, I would assume, for different variant Pokemon. But again, it's looking like we may be getting shadow legendary Pokemon. And if that is true, then I will be going hard, because this is going to be guaranteeing you decent IVs from these raids, as opposed to going up against the grunts or the rocket leaders and getting mediocre to potentially trash IVs. Now, it is apparently clear at this point for Pokemon Go that shinies are moving a lot of these events and hyping them up for people, as opposed to other things on the side. And we're going to be getting into Jirachi's field research task. If you haven't been able to get past a few stages, we're going to look at that and how they have become so uncreative to the point where they don't even try anymore. All they're really doing is just putting down roadblocks. So, like, get a heart with your buddy 15 days in a row, right? Stupid things like that. I missed back in the day when they first released Mew. Those were challenging. Some of them were a little bit redundant, a little bit crazy. Send 150 gifts. I do believe that was for shiny Mew. But they were actually fun. You went out there and grinded. You were doing things. You weren't just doing literally nothing and waiting a day. You literally take 30 seconds and that's it. And then you just wait for the next day. They're not hard. It's just time consuming. It's a roadblock, literally. But hey, we'll have to see where they take this, in what direction. If they do release these and they have frustration, that's not even a big deal. I'm just looking at potentially getting a shadow shiny Pokemon, especially something like a Mewtwo. I don't know, that's going to be pretty crazy, right? But let's not get too ahead of ourselves on them releasing a shiny Mewtwo shadow already right out the gate. But then again, it would be the perfect way to hype it up. Taking a look at my shadow legendaries here, we got a pretty good arsenal here going on. I really haven't used all of my rocket passes. Or should I say my Giovanni passes. I still have about 2 of those on deck, and it was just not worth getting a bunch of Registeel. What's the point? I got 3 Shadow Mewtwo's. We're looking great there. And when we do get a new Shadow Legendary, I do tend to want to catch at least one of them. I do have quite a bit of those birds, because that's when they first got introduced and it was really hype, so I just caught a bunch trying to get a decent IV set, which I think I did. And most of the IVs that I got that were good were going to be from the Kanto event back in the day, where you had these actual encounters with the legendary birds and Mewtwo, and you were guaranteed some good IVs. So hey, speaking of raid passes, I'm still holding on to 100 because I don't really do those in person anymore. Probably going to get out there and really hit those raids this summer. Taking a look at Jirachi, let's talk about this here, how they just put up those roadblocks. Why are they doing this? Shiny Jirachi is going to be your reward here, right, with some candies along the way. So they haven't even activated it, not like they really needed to, because, well, nobody was going to be able to get past all of those tasks. They just simply put up the roadblocks, put their hands back, kicked their feet up, and said, okay, well, we'll implement shiny Jirachi later, because they simply can't get it right now, which is something I would see them doing. I don't get it, folks. When is this company going to really start picking it up? Now, they have been pumping out event after event after event. Would you like that back to back to back to back to back events? Or back in the day, they wouldn't be doing like that. They wouldn't be doing like that, boy. They wouldn't do it like that. They would release these in increments, and each event was filled with fun things to do. Now they're just kind of going and going and going and going and pumping out and pumping them out, and not really giving too much thought to them. Now, granted, now some of these events are pretty good, but you get where I'm going with this. Now, taking a look at this here, look, all right, so have 10 best buddies, which is going to happen systematically if you've already got those, so don't worry about that. And then earn a heart with your buddy 20 days in a row. Now, for people who did get the Vegas ticket, you are going to have some of these cut down a little bit. I do believe from 20 to 15. And then the last one, catch 10 Kecleon. Come on, spin 20 Pokestops in a row. Yeah, there you go. Thank you for watching it. Take care.
The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Touch the